How's it? Today is Saturday, July 17th, and I have a sumo deadlift day today. Last week, I miraculously pulled 385 for a set of 5, and that was a PR for a sumo deadlift, and I think also any variation for a set of 5. This week, I wanted to see what I could do. I wasn't sure what I was gonna get when I walked into the gym. Generally speaking, I feel like utter trash on Saturday mornings. Not from the lifting, but more so from working Friday nights. Friday nights are the craziest night of the week by far. And so when I go home on Fridays, I try my best to relax a little bit, and I ended up not sleeping the most, not sleeping as well as I would like to. But I started warming up, and I felt like I could pull a little bit more than I did last week. Not sure how much more, and not sure if I could do it for 5 reps, but I ended up deciding probably right around here that I was going to go for 395 for a set of 5. And given what I said earlier, that 385 was the most I've done for a set of 5, and most I've done at sumo lift, sumo variation in any rep scheme. 395 is a pretty big uptick, right? So here's my last warm up set at 380, and here's my PR set. As everything goes, as it's been for the last forever. Honestly, can't remember how long it's been like this. But once I can break the ground, if I can break the ground, the weight will fly. But breaking the ground is exceedingly difficult. You can see here, my hips just don't want to stay in place. And I feel it. Like I know my technique is not where it needs to be. But I was able to just stick it out and go all the way through. I ended up doing one down set here. I wanted to do a normal down set, but I decided to see what would happen if I did just one set of 3, like a slow eccentric here with like correct positioning, so that my hips are where I would like them to be. But it did take a lot out of me, and so like everything this whole week, right, has been me talking about my QL, and I don't think that this helps it too much. So I decided that that's it. That's what we're calling it right there. After that, I moved into the bench press. Unlike last week, we went back to the benches, the dedicated benches over here. I think they're a little bit better to use than the platforms, just because it takes a lot to set up on the platform. But I wanted to see if I could bench 205 for 5.5s today. Last week I did 185 again, because 2 weeks ago I did 185. And so pushing to 205 today would be a good idea for me. And as long as my elbow is okay, I think that everything else felt fine. Like 205 is not very heavy. I think my best 5x5 it might be 230. So not super close to it, but also not very far if you think about it in the grand scheme of things. Pretty happy with how the bench feels. Elbow doesn't feel bad at all. And then later at work, my chest felt like it was fatigued. So that's a fun thought. This is actually something that I wanted to do the first time I came into the gym, but I wasn't sure if it would be a good idea to set it up or not. But some box jumps. I was going to do 5 sets of 6 at this height, but I ended up stacking on the taller one to make it, I think, like, is that 48 inches? You can see there, I got really scared. I was trying my best not to swing at all. You can see here, I point out that it's like right at eye level once I look up, and that just really messed with my head. So I ended up saying, I'm just going to swing here. But yeah, this is like 4 feet-ish. If you pause the video, I do get my hips probably like 4 or 5 inches above the box, but I am behind the box, so when I jump on it up to the top like that, it is a little precarious. But for not having box jumped in the last year plus, that's pretty good for me. I'm pretty excited about that. I finished the workout with some back extensions. I've been debating about taking these out and letting my QL, but I did them anyway. So that's it for today. Big PR. Box jumps are back. It was a good one. Thank you for watching. Shoots.